For business.
We are.
Welcome to tonight's meeting. May I please have a roll?
Mr. Newmoff,
Here.
Mr. Bush,
Here.
President McClellan,
Here.
and we have two members traveling, Ms. Kalinowski and Vice President Darrow, so they will not be here tonight, but we do have a
We do
quorum.
have a quorum. So the meeting is in order. Could everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone's had the opportunity to review the previous minutes for February 13th, 23rd, and 27th. I'd like a motion for approval of those previous board minutes.
So moved.
Mr. Newmoff, and a second.
Second.
Second. And Mr. Bush, have a roll, please.
Mr. Newmoff,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
President McClellan.
Yes.
Out of order, it's not.
Yes, I know. Okay, that brings us to tonight's agenda. Again, everyone's had the opportunity to kind of review what's on our agenda tonight. Any additions or corrections?
No.
Okay, so may I have a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Mr. Newmoff, and a second.
Second.
Mr. Bush. Roll call, please.
Mr. Newmoff,
Yes.
Mr. Bush,
Yes.
President McClellan.
Yes. So superintendent's items, Mr. Sawyers.
Thank you, President McClellan. Again, I'm going to be brief this evening. I just want to put in a plug and advertisement for our community forum that we're hosting with the City of New Albany and probably 15 other partners. Next Monday, March 20th, it's on substance abuse and prevention. It's the first of a series being kicked off in the City of New Albany as part of a community forum related to well-being. We're strongly encouraging middle school and high school students to attend with a parent or guardian. We've sent communications through building principals, invitations to families. Student athletes received a special invitation today, but we're hoping that the McCoy will be packed next Monday for the program. It's from 7 to 8:30, 90 minutes, and the topic for the first series of the community forum is substance abuse and prevention. So we're hoping that our community will join us. That concludes my report for this evening.
All right. And that's next Monday, so look forward to everyone having an opportunity to be there. Do we have a update from PLE this evening?
We do.
All right,
Yes.
good. Mrs. Cameron.
So I just have copies of some staff workshops. That
Thank you.
Mr. Lambert, the drama director, some page items that he has performed. I just got this. Short note,
Thank you.
So thought maybe you could read through that.
Thank you.
To some school teachers.
Thank you.
So there's quite a list of many of the staff members have been doing outside of school, in workshops.
Tirza, you have to go to the microphone because the public cannot hear you. I apologize, but you have to be at the mmicrophone to talk. Thank
You know
you.
how I feel about talking in front of other adults. Okay, so just basically, there's a couple of different items from teachers. Mr. Lemberg has performed and directed some plays, short plays, and helped to create some plays down in the Short North outside of school. A couple of the teachers had a workshop for responding to misbehavior, responsive classroom intervention, the elementary. A couple of the other teachers, there were 21 teachers from the K-1 building that participated in a virtual book discussion on mathematical mindsets. I don't think I need a list. You have, it's all right there, so I can attach it. And then also Kim Ministeri and Sandra Reed attended a workshop participating in hands-on activities for environmental science topics. So I also have, speaking for the there's also middle school teachers, that the New Albany middle school teachers that participated in math counts, they had state winners. Didi Acula won. OMUN, Mrs. Wyant is down with her OMUN team down there, and they are doing very well with that. The Power of the Pen, Olenquist and Cooper helped students receive first place, their 7th grade team. Their 8th grade team received 2nd place. And then coaches Jaster, Hill, Lee, and Vatke helped with the Science Olympiad team, where their varsity team won for their Science Olympiad, and their junior varsity team got 4th place. So teachers participated in helping those students achieve many of those awards. So I also have those that I can pass out to you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and I guess in what seems like an annual presentation at this point, thanks, Mrs. Jenkins, or Ms. Jenkins.
It's earned.
Yeah, it is earned. Tim Kraft from the Auditor of State's office here to present an award.
This is becoming a yearly visit for me. One of these days I'll get your guys' campus figured out.
This is the new home.
Maybe
that
we'll
we're here.
stop moving meetings around.
I think I've been here 4 times. It's been in 4 different locations. My GPS didn't like this building for some reason. But luckily I'm here, and I was actually kind of on time. It's my honor to be here, like I said, doing this annual presentation. I know there's a lot of school districts out there that would love to have this. And obviously that's a commitment to Becky and her staff for me to be here every year, and I look forward to coming here every year. To win the Auditor State Award with Distinction, which is the highest award the Auditor State's office gives out, is given to those entities that file an annual CAFR and timely financial reports in accordance with GAAP, as well as receive a clean audit report. A clean audit report means your financial audit did not contain any financial recovery, material citations, material weaknesses, significant deficiency, single audit findings, or any questionable costs. That's a lot of audit speak, what it takes to win this award. I mention this every time because I think it's important. The Auditor of State's office now audits well over 5,800 public entities throughout the state of Ohio, from The Ohio State University to the smallest township in Benton County. And out of those 5,800, only roughly right around 5% of them will win this award. And to win it year and year and year after is a testament to Becky and her staff and how amazing it is. So with that, I'd like to present the Auditor State Award with Distinction to Becky Jenkins.
By the poll.
Yep.
I'll see you guys next year.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have a wall of those at your home office back here? I don't know.
No, I keep them in the district because it is a team effort. I don't do this on my own. If it weren't for my staff and really the staff in the district that do what they need to do, we wouldn't get that award. So it's a team. So it's here. It's a wall of awards here.
Congrats.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, so discussion items tonight. Are there any board liaison reports? I know half the board isn't here, but which reminds me, we're going to talk to you about some board liaisons. So, we'll get to that.
His orientation's Thursday.
That's right. So the next item then is some board policy. Mr. Sawyer's talking about additions regarding group health plans.
Thank you, President McClellan. This evening for Board of Education first reading consideration, there's 4 sets of policies that are grouped based upon their likeness for different job classifications. The 1600 series is part of the administrative classification, the 3400 is the teaching classification, and the 4400 series is the non-teaching personnel. It's the same policy replicated in all 3 areas. The first set is specifically for group health plans. This is a new policy to the Board of Education, basically effectuating that you have the right to establish group health benefit plans for employees. This is an outcome of the changes in federal statute that actually occurred a year ago. It's just catching up in the state of Ohio. Despite whatever happens nationally, you will still adopt policy to meet the terms and conditions required in the state of Ohio. And then if there's substantive changes that happen now at the federal level, because clearly if everyone watches the news, there's lots of conversations going on related to healthcare, it would then cycle back through policy. So this is a catch-up policy. The next set, again, 16-1901, 34, and 40,000 series is for privacy protection of self-funded group insurance. This is new because we did go self-insured just over a year ago within the school district for the medical plan and the prescription drug and vision. correct, Mrs. Jenkins? So these ultimately get introduced to have self-funded plans within the school district. 161902 and then again the 3000 and 4000 series are the privacy protections for fully insured, because they're still fully insured plans related to dental and or vision options for employees. So it's the counterpart from self to full insurance provisions. And then the last set is for patient protection in the Affordable Care Act. And again, anything that changes at the federal level eventually will trickle down to the state level, but you have to put the policies in place pending. So these that are being introduced tonight for first reading are all new policies. They're all directly related to something to healthcare, either a self-funded plan, a fully insured plan, or the Affordable Care Act. So I know there's 12, is there 12 total? I forgot the count. There's 12 different policies, and it sounds like I just covered a very short amount, but it's because they're redundant. So as soon as it's introduced in the 1000s, it repeats in the 3s, it repeats in the 4s. But those are the first readings for this evening. They'll be available on our website through the posting. We posted these last Friday. They'll be introduced again at your next board meeting for a second reading and a recommendation for action for adoption. Okay. Are there any questions?
None.
Just lots of reading. As an aside, I will tell you, we have resurrected board policy work amongst the administrative team. They're all laughing. Because these are going to start coming at you regularly now moving forward. So you should anticipate at least 12 at every work session moving forward until we get through a lot.
All right. Yes. Sounds exciting. Thank you, Mr. Sawyers. We are at our first opportunity for public participation, and we will just keep on moving along then. Treasurer's items. Could I have a motion to accept treasurer's items for this evening?
So moved.
All right. Mr. Bush?
Second.
Mr. Newmoff? Ms. Jenkins?
Thank you. So real estate, it appears that we're higher than anticipated, and we are, but it's just timing. So we'll receive our final settlement collection this month. Normally it's February. It's moved into March, but I believe that once we receive that final settlement, we'll actually be on plan. We are under budget right now in income tax sharing. Again, we talked about this at the last board meeting. My conversations with the city was that they expected we would remain on plan. However, because of some of the larger retail companies that are part of the income tax sharing, I think we need to continue to watch that. That could still come in under budget, though I don't expect it to be significant when compared to the 3.7 million we expect to receive. Unrestricted grants and aid, that's state aid from the Department of Education. We are running about $153,000 ahead of budget in the current fiscal year. I expect that we will continue on plan in that area. And all other revenue also is running ahead of schedule, and that actually is a portion of that is that our pay to participate collection is higher than what we expected. So more folks able to pay that payment, and then also the all-day kindergarten that we instituted this year is an increase in that line. Our expenditures, personnel in both retirement insurances are both running under budget as we would expect. The bulk of that is from replacement savings. So as people retired or left the district and we replace them with lower cost. Then the other part that you're going to see as we continue through the year is the insurance changes that we made. So we had 39 people, once we made all the insurance changes, drop our insurance completely. They had alternative plans, and so we're going to see about $250,000 to $300,000 reduction in our cost by the end of the fiscal year. So that will continue to run under plan. Capital outlay is for the year under budget. I also believe that is timing. We were expected to buy 2 buses before March, and that actually just happened. So we're going to start seeing that get more on plan. So aside from income tax sharing being under estimate, we need to keep an eye on that. And then the personnel, employment, and retirement benefits, everything else is on plan. We do still have $657,000 in the bond residual from the new building and the site construction that we completed. We have talked to a company about state term pricing for the replacement of the track. We expect to get prices on that and go through a co-op, which will actually save us more money. So we expect the cost to be under the $200,000 mark, where originally we thought $260,000. So we think we're going to be able to.
Very good news.
Yeah, and they're able to do it if we can, as soon as they get the numbers back and we're okay with it, they actually believe they can get the track done in the month of June, by the end of June. So shouldn't be a problem for football practice and such. So we're excited about that, and I will keep you updated on those numbers.
Well, and you talk about different lifespans of different types of tracks. Would this be a 10-year track?
It'll be a 10 to 15. We have to see the final numbers. So I'm just going to describe them as a good, better, best option. We've asked for the lifeline of each, and the better one is the one that we had the most conversation about on Friday for other school districts in our local area that have installed it. So we'll do site visitation to actually go see it, but it'll go through a co-op bid process out of state to come back to an in-state contractor for installation based upon state term award. So this will actually speed up our process. We will not go to competitive bid because the state term price are better. So we actually think it'll be very lucrative for us and save the district money based upon the conversations we had on Friday with co-op representatives. So it was a very good conversation. We just have to get the quotes in writing. It was all verbal. So we need to see the documentation that comes with it.
Okay, good.
Then moving on to appropriation modifications. So the district managed activities, that's athletics pretty much. Baseball camp has decided to do a fundraiser that was not initially expected. So they expect to receive $3,101. So we're increasing that appropriation so that they're able to spend the money, but they did raise the money to be able to spend the money. Auxiliary services is an increase of $51,919.70. That's because Marburn Academy is now in our district, so we become their fiscal agent for their state funds that they receive. So we have to increase our appropriation so that they can spend those dollars. But again, that's money that comes from the state on their behalf. Then IDEA preschool is an increase of $1,230.87, and that's just an increased grant allocation that we received. Any questions?
Then could we have a roll, please?
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes. Superintendent's items tonight, I think we can take them all together. All right, so could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Mr. Newhoff,
Second.
Mr. Bush, Mr. Sawyers.
Thank you, President McClellan. 8A are standard employee action items for personnel purposes for human resources for the school district. I would highlight one agenda item, and it's the acceptance of the retirement of Pam Hampton as the Central Office Department Secretary effective July 1st. She's the Central Office Department Secretary for the Technology Department here in this building, and she's retiring from the school district. We will host the annual retirement reception where we honor all of the retirees for the school district. But of note, Mrs. Hampton's been in the school district a very long time, and she is retiring at the end of this school year. Letter B this evening is a motion to approve, to amend the providers and approve a new legal service for the school district. And this is a result of the request for proposal process that the school district went through to interview legal counsel for the district based upon conversations with the Board of Education. So that process is now complete. This evening, we're amending the list to include Ennis Britton Company LPA. For the primary purposes of general counsel to the school district, including human resource functions and collective bargaining. So Ennis Britton will replace Bricker and Eckler for general counsel and human resource work in the school district as a result of our interview process. Bricker and Eckler will be retained for the school district for students with special needs and special education services. So we're making a change on the personnel side only. Letter C and D are standard action items for this evening for the approval of the 8th grade field trip for choir, and letter D is a senior waiver pursuant to the terms and conditions of board policy for eligibility to remain in the school district as a senior. Are there any questions?
Okay. No questions, then may I have a roll, please?
Mr. Newmoff?
Yes.
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
President McClelland?
Yes. That brings us to our second opportunity for public participation. Seeing none, I would then entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, Mr. Bush and Mr. Newhoff, may I have a roll, please?
Mr. Bush?
Yes.
Mr. Newmoff?
yes.
President McClellan?
Yes. We are adjourned. Our next meeting will be a Board of Education work session on Monday, 10th of April at 6:30. We'll see you all then.
Correct.